Alright, so this man, oh Jesus, coming apart. This man's name is Scott Cawthorn. And he made a video game that was one of the most popular on YouTube back in the day, as far as Let's Plays and play-alongs and watch-alongs and all that alongs type of thing, called Five Nights at Freddy's. It was titled, or not titled, but it was categorized as a horror game. And huge success with it. He made 4 or 5 of them or something like that. I think 5, but there was some more that he was going to make into the future. But he says he's retiring and somebody else will pick up where he left off. Because he says that he is, sort of jaded by the process now, and he wants to make games for his kids again like he used to back in the day, and make some simpler games even though they were not the best in the world. But he wants to go back to an easier time when his games were not so, it didn't feel like work, basically. So that's what he said. Now, where there is smoke, there is fire. Now, Scott Cawthorn said that he wants to make games for his kids again, so he's retiring. But it also came out right before that Scott is a Trump supporter. He has donated money to Donald Trump. He is, a Republican, basically. He believes in Jesus, and he is pro-life and all those good things, and there's nothing wrong with either one of those. But he is a Trump supporter, and that is mega death in this climate right now. So what I want to know is, will the revelation of him being a Trump supporter affect the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise going forward? What's this flying out of here? 7 of Wands, there is some defending. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. This is why, if you have a company, if you have a business, keep that stuff to yourself. Not because you need to be afraid of whatever, but because you should be neutral, and everybody should be, wanting to play your game because you're trying to sell it. So keep that stuff to yourself. Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby, keep that stuff to yourself. Because you know how people get. It's different for companies like AT&T, and because they're liberal, they supported gay marriage, and Apple, and all these, all those type of companies that were supposed to be boycotted back in the day when they chose love, as they said. So it's like, okay, those are progressive ideas, and that is where the country is. Therefore, those companies are safe. But when you come out and say, I support Donald Trump, that is mega death in this climate. And there is a huge intolerance for such things. Don't nobody want to hear that. So, is he going to affect it going forward? The King of Pentacles. There he is right there. Him and his interest, the Magician. I think there is an appreciation for what he brought. So people may be looking at him with separating the art from artist type thing, to where you can appreciate a person's creation without necessarily agreeing with their political view. And so in particular instance, it looks as though their appreciation for what he did, especially for a lot of YouTubers, but what he did for the video game industry. 4 of Pentacles, there's core support here, and it's going to stay. The Page of Wands, there's communication. 2 of Cups, core support. Just like I said, the 2 of Cups is commerce, agreements, So there's still a lot of support for him and the franchise. The Six of Wands. So I think he'll be fine. The franchise will be fine. Yes, there'll be people who are upset, but there's people who are upset because it rains on a Saturday. So somebody will be upset about anything. So I think in particular instance, like I said before, there's still support for him. The Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Judgment. Yes, you will be judged. Naturally, there will be people who will leave, but there are people who will stay. So he has nothing to worry about. They have nothing to worry about going forward. But like I said, keep that stuff to yourself. This is for the sake of your own business. I've never played it, so I don't know. I've seen it 1,001 times. I've watched pretty much anybody who's ever played the game. So it's entertaining. It's fun. People get drawn into it. It's great. He did a good thing. So I think that's kind of the thing people are left with the impression of, not necessarily that he cares for Donald Trump. But for the sake of your business, even though you're retiring, for the sake of those who have to carry on the FNF franchise, keep that to yourself.